I debated on giving this speech. Subject matter can make some people uncomfortable. Why do it? Because we shouldn't shy away from learning simply due to the fact that the material is uncomfortable or controversial. This is the abstinence only mindset, where we don't learn because we don't want to confront the subject matter. It didn't work for teen pregnancy, and it doesn't work for guns. I am going to be excruciatingly blunt. I don't care what you think about guns. I don't care if you like them, hate them, think they should be banned, or think every household should have one. I'm not up here tonight to persuade you on any of these positions. I am up here tonight to educate you on the basic tenets of safe gun handling. How many of you are thinking, I don't need to know this. I'm never going to handle a gun. Derek's just being overly dramatic again. Let me counter with a couple of facts. First, you live in a nation where there are over 400 million guns in circulation that we know about. Fact number two, you live in a state where over 2 million of the residents have their concealed weapons permit. There is a non-zero chance where you will have an incident where you will need to be able to safely handle a gun. In those kinds of instances, an abstinence-only mindset can have lethal consequences. Do I have your attention now? Let me propose a hypothetical. You have been tasked with cleaning out the apartment of a recently deceased relative. It's going to be kind of a big job, so you bring along your very inquisitive 10-year-old niece, and also to get her out of her parents' hair for the day. As you're going through, you open a drawer and, there's a gun in there. Do you know how to safely move it so it gets out of the reach of your very inquisitive 10-year-old niece? If you're unsure how to do this, this is where the 4 rules of gun safety come into play. Rule number 1, we treat every gun as if it's loaded. But I know Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob would not leave a loaded gun just lying in a drawer like this. Go to any gun shop and you know what they'll have? A jar full of bullets from unloaded guns. Doesn't matter whether you think that gun is loaded or not. Doesn't matter whether you saw that gun being unloaded or not. It doesn't matter if you unloaded the gun yourself. We treat the gun as if it's loaded. Rule number 2, keep your finger off the trigger until ready to fire. This is colloquially referred to as keep your booger hook off the bang switch. Regardless of what you may have seen in media, guns don't go off. The trigger must be pressed in order for the weapon to discharge. Some triggers are very hard, heavy, difficult to pull. Some just need the lightest of presses to actuate. In order to avoid surprise discharges, we will keep our fingers far away from those triggers. Rule number 3, do not point the gun at anything you don't want to see destroyed. That seems very common sense, doesn't it? We want to keep that gun pointed in a safe direction. Yet, muzzle discipline can be very difficult if you're not used to thinking in that mindset. Try an experiment. Get up in the middle of the night, pull out your flashlight, turn it on. Try to keep that beam of light pointed in a safe direction. You will be surprised how many times you accidentally illuminate something you would not want destroyed. Rule number 4. Know your target and what's beyond it. Wait. We're just moving it. We're not aiming the gun at something. But we're trying to keep it pointed in a safe direction. There's nothing on that wall. That could be a safe direction. Most modern firearms will shoot bullets that will go through drywall. What is beyond that wall? In most instances, the safest direction is down. But not always. It's important to know your target and what's beyond it. These are the 4 rules of gun safety. All guns are loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger until ready to fire. Do not point the gun at anything you do not want to see destroyed. Know your target and what's beyond it. All of these rules boil down to one simple concept. Treat that gun with the same respect as you would any other potentially dangerous object, like you would knives, poison, drugs, or electricity. I said earlier that I don't care about your position on guns. That's not quite accurate. I've been known to get into long and interesting discussions on the topic. What I care about more is helping people identify, navigate, and mitigate the dangers in our modern world. I want to pierce the veil of ignorance that has been perpetrated by an abstinence-only mindset when it comes to firearms. I hope I have enlightened you to the folly of such a mindset.